Right, buddy, this is the Manchester United vs Chelsea preview. It's another huge game. Could this be one of Ruben Amorim's final games in charge of Manchester United, or the final game in charge? We'll be talking all that you need to know ahead of the game, predicted team, Chelsea, and much more. Now, obviously, United had that very poor performance against Man City, and ultimately we got dominated and ultimately deserved to lose the game. Now, in terms of Chelsea, obviously they were involved in the Champions League last night, losing to Bayern Munich away from home 3-1, and they did go with a pretty strong team. Obviously, they want to get as far as they can in the Champions League. United obviously had the week to train, and ultimately, in terms of the team, I think a few changes need to be made. In terms of Amorim, we know it's a big game for him. The last time United lost at home to Chelsea was, I think, 2012-2013 season, so we do have a pretty good record at home. But again, we need to keep that record up. And I think you look at how Chelsea played against Bayern Munich, it was unfortunate for them, I would say. The goals were, I would say, avoidable on Bayern Munich's behalf, but I think if you look at the tempo and the quality that they have all over the pitch, Cole Palmer's, he scored against Brentford when he came on. I watched that game to see how Chelsea were playing, and he obviously scored against Bayern Munich with a great goal. I think Cole Palmer definitely is a threat for them. But in terms of United, as I said, we go into this after a very poor defeat and a poor performance, really. And I think Amorim has to make some changes. You look at the team that started. We go back to it. The team that started against Man City on Sunday. It was obviously Bayern in goal. Now the big talking point will probably be, do you bring in Lemons? For me, I would. I don't see why you wait. Kind of putting your goalkeeper. He's had a couple of weeks now of training. But the team that started obviously was Bayern in goal. Back three of Shaw, De Ligt and Euro, who I think have started every Premier League game for United this season. Mazraoui, Dorgu as the wing backs with Ugarte, Bruno, obviously Ahmad and Burmo and Sesko. Now immediately I would make a few changes to that team. As I said, I would bring Lemons in goal. I'd actually switch Mazraoui to right centre back, take out Shaw and move Euro to left centre back and keep De Ligt in the middle. I'd move Ahmad back out to right wing back. I'll move Ahmad back out to right wing back and then move Dorgu out to left wing back still. Into midfield now, I would go with Casemiro, Kobbie Mainoo, Bruno Fernandes as a 10 and Burmo as a 10 and Sesko through the middle. I don't think Cunha's going to be ready for this game. And yeah, I think Fernandes moved to the 10 where he operates best and see how he does in this game. It also gives Mainoo a chance to get some minutes as well in the midfield, which again is something I think he needs and deserves really. I think his cameo against City was pretty solid. As I said, Chelsea, they have some good players, Cole Palmer, Fernandes. They've actually unbeaten so far in the Premier League. They've had 2 draws and 2 wins. Beating West Ham quite comfortably 5-1. They obviously beat they drew with Brentford, drew with Crystal Palace on the opening game. So listen, Chelsea, they have a good form. They're 5th in the table. As I said, they played 4, unbeaten in 4. So again, a pretty solid record. The game that they won against Fulham as well 2-0 in that game, and obviously they have a very good attack. I think João Pedro is a good player. They've obviously got Garnacho. It'll be interesting to see the sort of atmosphere he gets when he comes back to Old Trafford. They've got Cole Palmer, João Pedro, as I mentioned. I think Delap's out for injury, but they do have some good players. And I think defensively, though, you can get at them. I think Chalobah and Tosin are not the greatest defenders. And yeah, you look how from long throw-ins, which again I don't think some of United do, but from set pieces in particular, you can cause a threat to Chelsea. You look at Garnacho, lost his man. And Brentford actually played alright against them. I think Chelsea, you have to make quite a few changes in that game. But listen, they're probably going to this game definitely as a favourites. I mean, unbeaten in the league, 2 away games, 1 win and 1 draw. In the Prem, obviously they lost to Bayern Munich, and could tired legs have a part to play, so it's difficult when you are playing 3 games a week. But I think Manchester United kind of know we need to go into this game looking for the win, looking for the kind of get some sort of momentum really. I mean, after this we go to, I believe, Brentford, which again will not be an easy game, and then after that Sunderland. So tough games coming up, and I think this Chelsea game is just another one of those. I think you look at how we've been playing recently. Against City, surely we need to see a change. I think we need to see more chances created. We need to see some goals ideally. And I think against Chelsea, as I said, you can get at them. If you start on the front foot, you go for it. Again, it's a big game for Ruben Amorim. I'm hoping you see some tweaks in the personnel, where that be him changing two of the midfielders, or as I said, bringing one of the 2 10s deeper and then just playing two off them. I think that's something that we need to do. As I said, we are 14th in the league, four games, 4 points, -3 goal difference. Haven't had the greatest start, but as I said, you look at the team that we've been playing. We need to make some changes, and we need to make some rotations. I think Amorim will start. I think Cunha will obviously not be available for this game, but yeah, it is difficult at the moment for Manchester United, because the City game was a very poor result, very poor performance, and the overall way in which we played was poor. As I said, in terms of the back three, I want to see Shaw drop out. I don't think he had good enough game to start. I think De Ligt, if you want to change him, I'm not really bothered, but I want to see Yoro, Mazraoui and De Ligt. That would be my back three. Yoro on the left, Mazraoui on the right, and De Ligt through the middle. I think Mazraoui has been pretty good since he's come back, and he'll be able to deal with the threat down that side, whether that is Gittins, Garnacho, obviously Cucurella, someone who is a huge threat for them. But I don't think he didn't start their last Premier League game against Brentford, but he did start and play the full 90 against Bayern Munich. Now the interesting thing is, would Maresca make changes? I don't really think he would. I think the team that started against Bayern Munich yesterday, which was Sanchez, Gusto, Chalobah, Tosin, Cucurella, Caicedo, Reece James, Cole Palmer, Fernandes, Neto and João Pedro. As I said, there probably will be a few tweaks, but the majority of that side I think will play. And I think United need to get at the fact that they played midweek and kind of cause a problem for them. As I said, they've got a good team. They've got players off the bench as well who can come on and cause problems. In terms of predictions, I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw actually. I think Manchester United will score, but I just don't think we will get the win. And I think a draw would be a positive result against a good Chelsea side. I think they're a very good team under Maresca, and they do cause problems to teams all the time. So yeah, I think that's what the score will be. I think it will be a tough game for Manchester United, but let me know your thoughts.